This is Jess with the Wedge team, and today I'm going to be showing you a brief breakdown of how you can get started with Wedge and what the Wedge interview process looks like for your candidates. Once you're inside your Wedge account, your Wedge page may look something similar to this. It's likely you only have 2 jobs here on your front page, which are our provided example jobs. But the first step in any account setup is creating your new jobs. So to do that, we're going to go up to the orange Add Job button, and here we type in our job name. I'm going to type in Data Analyst. Then you can choose a team and location. I have a couple I've made beforehand, so I'm going to choose those. And then we just hit Create. Once you hit Create, you're going to dive right into that job, and you'll notice it looks pretty blank. This is because we haven't invited anybody, there's no wedges pending, and we need to set that all up. So first step though is to set up our actual interview and the questions we want to use. We're going to go over to this interview playlist button. When you click that, you'll be taken to our prompt choosing editor area. So by default, there's one in there already. This is the just tell me about yourself classic question you'll have in a lot of interviews. And I'm going to choose a couple others. I'm going to choose this one, which is describe the best boss you've ever had. It's a fun one. And then I'm going to hit this button to create my own prompt. I'm going to give it an internal title, question 3 data analyst. And then for the actual prompt text, I'm going to say, describe your favorite previous role. And I'm also going to hit record one, and this will let me record that prompt as well. And when my camera comes on, you'll see. Alrighty, I'm going to hit start recording. Describe your favorite previous role. Then when you're done recording, you can preview the video, and you can either try it again or you can use it. So it'll show up right here, and then we can just hit create, and that will process. And it's showing up right here, but if we also hit custom, we will see all our custom questions. And I've already tried recording this previously, so it's also right there. But once it finishes processing, then we can add it to our flow. All right, so now we can just hit plus. And if you would like, you can go in here, you can change the max duration time that candidates will have to respond, as well as the amount of time they will have to prepare before each question. I'm happy with this though, so I'm just going to hit save. Our changes are saved, so now we're going to go back to our job, and now we can invite a candidate. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to invite myself, but before that, you can customize your invite. This is what's going to show up in the email that's sent to your candidates. So obviously feel free to put in whatever you would like here. The default should work just fine though. Also, we have a link down here that shows you how it will look when the added Wedge button gets put in there. And this is what candidates will hit to start their interview. I like how this looks, so I'm going to hit send, and then I will go in and click the link in my actual email, and it will pop open the candidate side of things. Alrighty, so we are in the candidate side of things. This is what it looks like when you get invited to do this specific job interview. We just have some default info, and I'm going to hit get started. Before you actually get started with a real interview, you're going to have some details here as far as Wedge interviews and how those work. And if candidates hit practice, you can play a question here.
What gives you a sense of accomplishment?
And it will play the actual audio, and then it will start the think time. So this is how a real interview question will look. Let's just hit start answer. And it's going to connect to our devices here. So it has us test out our mic, and then we can hit continue. I gain a sense of accomplishment by working hard every day and really trying to collaborate as much as I can with my teammates. So that's really all there is to the practice question. Once it finishes loading, you can play the actual question, or you can retry it if you don't like how your answer came out. Keep in mind though, some employers will not allow retakes, so just make sure you are being mindful in the real interview if you are allowed retakes or not. I think we're good practicing. I'm gonna hit I'm done practicing. And then these are the final details for the actual interview. These will be changing depending on what the employer or what you have set for your candidates, if you allow retakes or not, the time limits, etc. Once that's all set, your candidates can start their actual interview, and it will look very similar to the practice question, and then they will just submit the full thing. That was a quick breakdown of the Wedge process, of how it's set up and how it looks on the candidate side of things. We're super passionate about streamlining hiring for you and your team. And if you want to join the other many brands who are streamlining their hiring process today and cutting the hiring time in half, check out Wedge, sign up for a demo in the top right button, or you can reach out to our support team at support@wedgehr.com.